Hey guys, what is up? It's Spooky Noodles, and I'm here with a TBR. Don't usually do these because, well, I'm not really reliable when it comes to TBRs. I just don't stick to them very well, But today, I'm here to try to do something different. Well, not different, but I'm going to try to stick to a TBR. So, first, I got to get first, I got to move the curtain so it doesn't look so bright. Yeah, first, elephant in the room. What's going on with my reading vlog? One day I'm reading one thing and the next I'm reading another thing. Well, here goes. I was reading The Resurrectionist by Ralph James White. It's my Black History Month book that I swore I'd try to finish by the end of February. But for one, February is a really short month, and I already did my Ladies of Horror Month book, which was really good. And I was going to do The Resurrectionist for Black History Month, but unfortunately, it's not that the book isn't for me. It's just it has a really sensitive topic, and the redundancy of it happening over and over and over again is really kind of what's the word? The only word that's coming into my mind is not the right word. Uh, it's just becoming a little overwhelming. It's not that it's a bad book, and it's not that it's scaring me. It's just repetitive, and I'm having a little bit of struggle. Mind you, I am reading the leisure paperback version of the Resurrectionist by Ralph James White. He since has made a author preferred edition, which is like 60 pages less. So go check that one out if you're going to read The Resurrectionist by Ralph James White. I'm reading the leisure paperback, and I'm struggling. There's a lot of like throwaway scenes, and it's kind of I hate to say this because Ralph James White is one of my favorite authors of all time, but it's kind of getting a little boring and repetitive. So, well, it's boring because it's repetitive, but I know it's gonna get better, but right now my attention span is horrible, and I just need to move on to something else for a second, for a while. So being that I said that, the Resurrectionist could pop up in this TBR somewhere. Like it could be in between books, Like I'll tell you what I'm currently reading and the two books that I plan on reading afterwards. And the Resurrectionist could hop in at any time. I could just continue at any time because right now I'm 51% through the book. I'm 166 pages into it, so I can easily hop right back into where I left off, and it would be like I never left. But that being said, I just gotta take a little break. It's a little intense and at the same time repetitive and boring. Not like boring to the point where it's like unreadable, but it's just there's a lot of throwaway scenes that were just not needed. You know what I'm saying? But then again, he's trying. I understand what he's trying to go for, and I understand the time too. When he wrote this book, people were asking for 300-page books because of Stephen King. So, I understand a lot, and this is no fault of the author or no fault of the book. It's just me. I'm struggling. It's me. It's nothing to do with how bad or good the book is. I just, it's just personal reasons. So I'm taking a pause for The Resurrectionist. Yeah. So what am I reading now? Currently, I am on chapter 2 of Mike Duke's Fear the Gods, which makes it me on page 9. So I'm on page 9 of Fear the Gods by Mike Duke. Already, I like this book. It's a small, short novella. I don't know where it's going to go, but that first chapter was really good. It gave me a feel for the characters, and I think Mike Duke does a really good job with creating characters. This is my first Mike Duke book, but definitely won't be my last because the dude can write, that's for sure. It's like this book is only like 69 pages, I think. Let me check. 68 pages long, so very short novella. And it's one of those perfect type of books just to get me out of the reading slump. It's just a quick jab of a read. I couldn't think of an expression right there, but there you go, jab of a read. which, if you don't know what a jab is, it's a short punch. So that's what I mean by a jab. It's a short little punch of a book. Um, I've already read the synopsis before in the past, and I don't really read synopses during, TBR videos, so I don't know why I'm even mentioning. But yeah, Mike Duke, Fear the Gods. Now, after I get through with that book, it's a coin flip between these next two books. I don't know which one to read next. One author I already know is good, and it really depends on how this Mike Duke book goes. If this Mike Duke book ends up really, really good, then I probably won't. I can probably try a new author, which is my plan. Is if the Fear of the Gods by Mike Duke is good and it finishes very well and I enjoy it, then I'm going to move on to a new author, and that's John Athan. And this book is called The Taste of Blood. This one just sounds really good. It's about this 19-year-old, or no, not 19-year-old, this 13-year-old girl, she believes after she's been sexually abused by a 19-year-old boy at a party. The 13-year-old girl believes she's become a vampire, and her best friend has to deal with the traumatized her. Let me repeat that. Her best friend has to deal with her traumatized ass, and she, instead of going and being reasonable and getting help from an adult, she goes and tries to find blood for her vampire friend. That's basically the synopsis wrap up right there. I'm not going to read the synopsis to you, but this book sounds right up my alley. It sounds like a brutal story. And it has a really cool cover. I think John Athan has a lot of good covers. This book comes in at, I want to say 177 pages. So, I'm looking really forward to trying out John Athan. I don't know if this is a good place to start, but this is where I'm starting with John Athan. Every time I read the synopsis to this book, it gets me fired up. I really want to figure out what happens. Like, the synopsis really, I really should read you the synopsis, but I'm not going to. Check out one of my book mails. It's going to be quite a look through because I don't know when I got this, but if you find the book mail video that I got this book in, you can see me read the synopsis then. Or just go to Goodreads and read what the synopsis is. Really interesting book. I know I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this or not, but it sounds right up my alley. I was going to read Our Dead Girlfriend, which is kind of like a Stephen King's coming-of-age story, The Body, which was turned into the movie Stand By Me. So that book sounds really interesting, but this one just sounds a little better. This is a different coming-of-age story with two girls instead of boys, which is very interesting. You don't really see a lot of coming-of-age stories with girls. There's a Chad Lutsky story. I think it's called like The Pale White Door or something like that. I forget what the story's called, but it's about three girls in a sex trade. So definitely go check out Chad Lutsky. He's a Michigander author. I think he's a Michigander. I'm pretty sure he's a Michigander. If not, he's from Michigan, so I'm going to call him a Michigander author. Don't know where he's living currently, but and that would be weird if I knew where he was living currently. But yeah, John Athan, The Taste of Blood, just sounds like a really cool book, and I would highly recommend it if I already, just from the synopsis alone, this book sounds hella entertaining. So, now, that being said, 177 pages, I wonder how you're going to fill out 177 pages of this story of what it's about. I don't know if it's written in the first person narrative or in the second or third person narrative. It could also be second person if I don't know. But I'm looking for any I's and U's and stuff like that. I think it's written in the third person. So I'm looking really forward to reading this book. Like I said, 4 times already. This book just sounds really good, and John Athan is someone I really want to try. I mean, I bought almost his whole bibliography. So I have an audiobook from him. I have some ebooks, but mostly I own all of his books in paperback. And I'm just taking a big risk with him because I have a feeling that he's going to be like one of those authors that I enjoy reading. And with that, we're going to interlude to the next book that I possibly might read next, and that is by Aaron Beauregard. And if you don't know, Aaron Beauregard is becoming one of my favorite authors of all time. I've only read one book by him so far, which he's in the same category as Wrath James White at the moment. Wrath James White has a little bit of a lead since I'm reading The Resurrectionist, and I'm kind of enjoying it. So that means I've read one good book by Wrath James White, which was Skins, and then I've read half of a book by Wrath James White, which is pretty good. So that's the only way he has a lead on Aaron Beauregard. Because Aaron Beauregard's Die Tommy just knocked it out of the park for me, and I hear it's not even his best work. You know what I'm saying? Like that mind blows me. You know, like absolute Scanners moment where his brain explodes. That's me right now. Just enter the Scanners meme right here. All right. Hopefully I remember to edit this and put that in there. But yeah, Aaron Beauregard. Basically, what I'm saying is he's an up and coming horror author. He's he's in it for the Splatterpunk 2021 awards for all the books written in 2020, and his book The Slob, which is also a book I want to read, made the panel. It is up there for the best novella of the year for Splatterpunk awards. I really hope he wins because, well, Die Tommy was fantastic. Excuse me. I just drank some milk and milk makes me burp. Sorry. Die Tommy was awesome. He should have won something for that alone, but hearing that the slob was and how disgusted people were about it made me want to read it. But people are saying this next book is even more depraved than the slob, and I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't read the slob and I haven't read this next book, but I hear gnarly things about these books, and yeah, I'm just gonna throw up the book now. The book I want to read is Yellow by Aaron Beauregard. I have a friend that was reading this. Actually, I think he finished this book, and he said it was more disgusting than his short story collection, which was called Dark Assembly. My friend said that one of the last stories in Dark Assembly was one of the most depraved stories he ever read until he read this book. And Yellow is just one of those pulp horror books that you just gotta read. I just am fascinated by Aaron Beauregard's work, how depraved and disgusting it can be. It's flattering how great it is, you know, because I want to be like this with my writing one day. I doubt I ever will be because this takes a really depraved type of mind in order, like maybe old Nick, like by old Nick I mean young Nick, like the Nick before when I had a really depraved mind. Maybe that Nick could have wrote something like this. It would have been filled with grammar mistakes, but still, regardless, like regardless of what I'm trying to say is like I couldn't write something this well, like this depraved yet so well written. You know what I'm saying? Like he just does such a great job. And Die Tommy was fascinating. If you haven't checked out that review, it was a Chester review. Oh, it's sad talking about Chester, but yeah, go check out that review. It's the best review me and Chester have ever done. It's the best review I've ever done, like hands down. I put that video together, and I took a lot of time and money to make that video, and it came out really well. So, and Aaron Beauregard even liked the review. So go check out that review. It's about Die Tommy. Die Tommy was just a fantastic book, and yeah. But this is Yellow by Aaron Beauregard. So basically, these thugs or something could come and take this guy's wife and do horrible things to her, and this is him getting revenge. So at least that's what I got from the synopsis. basically what he does is just so depraved, it's maddening. Um, what he'll do to get his wife back is just horrible. And I hear that there's not really a likable character in the story, which is good because when you're reading something extreme, you want characters like Billy Silver from Daniel J. Volpe's Billy Silver. Um, you want characters like that in extreme horror. It's fun to read about these gnarly, sick bastards, you know? So, I want to read a depraved book, and right now, I thought I was going to get it from the Resurrectionist, but it's just a different kind of depraved, and it's just becoming a little bit repetitive, so I had to put it down. But this book sounds right up my alley. It comes in at... Also, it has illustrations, by the way, which I think is cool. This book comes in at 192 pages, so it's a big, thick novel. It almost hits the 200-page mark. I really, 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 really want to read this. I have a lot of Aaron Beauregard books I want to read, but this is up there, and it's a big one. Now, which one am I gonna read after Fear of the Gods by Mike Duke? I don't know, man. It depends on how the Mike Duke read goes. If I really enjoyed the Mike Duke read, which I am so far, I'm gonna start with a John Nathan book. Start with something new, you know. Never read John Nathan before. I hear only good things about him though, so I want to try him out. And plus, I don't think he gets enough attention. Like, the Splatterpunk Awards are coming up, and I haven't heard anything about John Nathan. At least from my understanding. I could be totally wrong, and he's actually in the ballot. But yeah, he's not a part of the Splatterpunk Awards, and from what I hear, he's just a machine, and he deserves to be part of it. Now, I haven't read him yet, so I don't know how depraved his stuff is, but I hear things, and I've heard Uptown Horror reviews. He did Spit and Die, I think, by John Nathan, and he said that book was great. He did another book by John Nathan, like Revelations or something like that. I forget what the book was called. But both reviews were stunning, and by the way, go check out Uptown Horror reviews. Both reviews he did were just a glowing review. Like, he just loved John Nathan's work a lot. So it makes me want to read John Nathan. And then my friend Zion Doss did a whole interview with him, which I still need to check out. He did a whole interview with John Nathan, and I think I watched it 3 times, but every time I've fallen asleep because I watched it at night. And I don't mean to toot my friend's own horn or be weird or anything, but my friend has a relaxing, calming voice, like a radio show voice, that you could just fall asleep to. So I apologize if that's weird, but yeah, I just fall asleep every time while I'm trying to watch the interview, or whatever you want to call it. And I want to one day take the time and just listen to it, because from my understanding, his work ethic is amazing. That's what I hear from my friend. My friend talks really highly of John Nathan. Apparently, Wolf's Den was really good. Lovesick is really good. And I think there was one more my friend recommended, but I can't remember at the moment. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is John Nathan, I hear great things about him, and I'm taking a big risk because I've already bought his whole bibliography. But hopefully I like his work and I can continue reading it, because I have a lot of books of his to read. And Our Dead Girlfriend is, even if I don't like The Taste of Blood, I'm still reading Our Dead Girlfriend. And I have Lovesick on audiobooks, so I'm going to listen to that eventually too. So John Nathan, even if this book doesn't do it for me, the next book I might do it for me anyways. You know what I'm saying? So he has multiple shots at getting into my radar. Now, with Aaron Beauregard, like I said, fantastic author, fantastic dude. He will be on Coffin Couch tonight. And I actually dipped out of going out to my mom's boyfriend's house to watch the show tonight. You know, it was a last-second decision. I was like, you know what? I want to be here for my friend. Plus, he's doing Coffin Couch with a author I really respect. So, you know, I gotta watch it. So, yeah, go check that out tonight. It's at 8 o'clock, I believe, on Coffin Couch's YouTube channel. And yeah, So yeah, Aaron Beauregard's Yellow just looks really good. Aaron Beauregard is an exceptional author. I love Diatomy a lot, and I can't wait to read more of this his collection of stories, or not collection of stories, his bibliography, if you will. I keep saying that, but I am lack for of another word. I'm gonna say that, and I don't know where my dog is. Oh, there she is. Never mind. Um, Sorry, I thought she was getting into trouble, like she always tries to do. She's such a sweet girl, and she. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Mm, excuse me. Sorry, the milk is coming back to haunt me. Um, so after Fear of the Gods, my plan is to read The Taste of Blood by John Athan. Like I said, this is about a girl who's sexually abused by an older boy and believes that she has turned into a vampire, and her friend goes out and tries to find her blood. That's at least what I understand. Um, and then after Taste of Blood, it's Yellow by Aaron Beauregard. Like I said, this one is about a guy who's out for revenge. From my understanding, that's what it's about. So that is my TBR. Like I said, Fear of the Gods, I haven't showed that one for a while. Fear of the Gods by Mike Duke is what I'm currently reading. It's only 68 pages long. And so you'll get a review for this in, at the most, 2 weeks. You might even get a review sooner than that for a book that I'm listening to. And what I'm listening to is The Darkness at the Edge of Town by Brian Keene. This is my second Brian Keene book. Not gonna lie, the first Brian Keene book did not blow me away. Everyone talks very highly of Brian Keene, and I understand. I respect him as a horror author, but I haven't found something I liked by him yet until now. I will tell you more about it in the review, but right now I'm really enjoying this first-person narrative story called The Darkness at the Edge of Town. At least that's what I believe it's called, by Brian Keene. And the narrator is Chet Williamson. If you don't know who Chet Williamson is, and you love old school horror, then you're living under a rock, because Chet Williamson is a big time horror writer, and he does a lot of narrations too. So he has a narration I want to listen to called Lowrider, which is written by him and narrated by him. I think it's called Lowrider. I could be wrong. But right now I'm listening to the narration by Chet Williamson for Brian Keene's book, The Darkness at the Edge of Town, and I'm really digging it so far. I have like an hour and 10 minutes left into it, and as long as my family is still at Holly House, I'm probably likely going to finish it today, which means you'll either get a review today or tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow, but we'll see. I'm probably going to listen to it after I get off this little video. So those are the books I'm listening to and reading and going to read. Like I said, The Resurrectionist could pop up in the middle of one of these reads. I really feel bad for stopping it again, because I read like a bunch of pages, like 120 pages, and then I read 40 pages, and then stop again. Like, that's not fair, but you know what I'm saying. I will finish it eventually, just, well, not in time for Black History Month, and I feel horrible about that. I feel like I'm failing, but it's okay. I'll forgive myself. But yeah, those are the books I'm going to read. I think it's a good cast of books. Like I said, John Athan, I hear great things about. Aaron Beauregard is great. I know this for a fact. And Mike Duke is, I feel like I didn't talk enough about Mike Duke. So Mike Duke is the author of this book. He also is an author of a book called Where Are the Gods? He has a whole series called the Ashley's Tales series, I think it's called. And then he has a few books like Low. He just has a few books, but he's really into cosmic horror. I can tell he's a friend of mine on Facebook. He's a really cool dude. Mike Duke is, I think, an ex-police officer, if I'm not wrong. Which I hope that doesn't deter you at all, because I respect him as an individual, and I could be wrong, and he's not a police officer, ex-police officer. I could be totally wrong, so my bad. I've just heard things, but I could be thinking of somebody else at the same time. So, but anyways, Mike Duke is a cosmic horror writer, and Where Are the Gods was his, I think, first cosmic horror piece, if I'm not mistaken. And then this is his second. He has another cosmic horror story he's making at the moment. It's going to be trilogy. It's going to be a trilogy, not a trilogy. A trilogy. I was thinking duology, but it's trilogy. So my bad. Anyways, Mike Duke, like I said, I like this book so far. I'm only 8 pages into it though, which technically is 11% into it because it's only 68 pages long. I didn't do the math. I'm just looking at Goodreads, you know. So yeah, but that is my TBR video. We're over 26 minutes, so this is a long ass video. I apologize, but if you made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me what you guys think of these authors. Tell me what you guys think about these books. And tell me what you think about The Resurrectionist, because, man, am I having a hard time reading it. And I'm reading the leisure paperback, not the author's preferred edition, just to let you know, because I think Rat James White might, I don't know if this is for sure, but I think he'd tell you that he'd rather you read the author preferred edition than the leisure paperback, because I have a feeling the reasons why I'm having an issue with it is the same reason why he had an issue with it. So I think he cuts out all the worthless, throwaway scenes, and that's what makes that book so good. Or that's what makes the book repetitive and kind of boring, is those, throwaway scenes. And I think he clipped them out and made the preferred edition better. So if I were you and you're a big Wrath James White fan, go read the author preferred edition over the leisure paperback, because I feel like you're gonna have a better time all around. I'm still gonna finish the book and give it an honest review. I'm not saying it's a bad book. I'm just saying I'm struggling a little bit. So I'm sorry. I'm not trying to give the book any excuses, but at the same time, I don't want you to think I'm not enjoying my read, because I am. I was, and it's a fantastic book, but it does have a lot of throwaway, repetitive scenes. So, that being said, I'm going to stop this video now. We talked well over the amount of time I wanted to talk for. I talked about 3 books here. Well, 4 technically. And, yeah, that's my TBR, and I hope to stick to it. If I don't stick to it, I'll be really sad. But I know I'm a mood reader, and like a book will come in the mail, and that will be the book I want to read. I just got a book in the mail called The Worm and His Kings by Haley Piper, and immediately I just finished a Haley Piper book when I got it, and I wanted to hop right into that book because it's only 114 pages, but I gotta stay strong with this TBR. I have to stick to what I want to read, I want to read this John Nathan book, my first John Nathan book. I want to read this Aaron Beauregard book. And I promised Mike Duke a long time ago I would read one of his books, and then I never got around to it. So not only do I feel a little obligated, but I already am enjoying the damn book. And it's only 68 pages long, so fuck it, let's read it, I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm only 8 pages into it. I'm on page 9 now, on chapter 2, and it's only got like 6 chapters, so, every 10 pages you're going to get a chapter, so that's pretty cool. But anyways, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you have a spooky night. I'll catch you in the next video, which is probably going to be a book mail tomorrow, maybe. If not tomorrow, then Monday or Tuesday. Oh, you might also get a review video soon, because I'm almost done with The Darkness at the Edge of Town. But anyways, like I'm saying before, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a spooky night, and I'll catch you in the next video. Deuces!